welcome back to my channel. If you've never seen my face before, hey, what's up? My name is Bri. Thank you for clicking on today's video, and I hope you guys enjoy. If you guys want to see any specific videos, definitely let me know in the comments. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like, I don't know, videos about Lexi or these kind of videos. I don't know. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, wherever it is, if you want to see more of me and my little growing family. Today's video is going to be a 4-month update on Alexia, which is sleeping over there in her swing. She cocooned herself in a blanket. I promise, because the first thing that I would think of as a mom and can she breathe, and I promise and assure you, she not only has a passy in her mouth, but she also has this much room from her mouth to her blanket. So, but no matter what I do, this kid has to be cuddling a blanket. I swear, she cannot have a blanket on her bottom half without it going up towards her face so she can cuddle it with one arm. She is the biggest cuddle bug I've ever met in my life. Today's video is going to be pretty chill. It's just going to be a sit down update. I probably will show you guys her at some point, but it is also 8:30, so she is sleeping because she's like, oh, it's nighttime. But Anna was giving me a really hard time in putting her to bed, and Isaac's actually at a work thing, so I put her in her swing so that she could just be content by herself and I could get Anna all situated. And Anna went to bed, and then I cleaned up the house a little bit. I'm currently doing laundry, so don't mind this piles of laundry on there. And I'm also we can't even see the boxes, but spoiler alert, I'm taking all the Christmas decor down, so there's boxes and boxes of Christmas decor over here that I'm currently still filling. Which, by the way, fun fact, I feel like I should tell you guys because this is just a sit down and chill kind of video. I went to Family Dollar and I got tubs. Because if you don't know, I live in a super, super small town. So all there is a Family Dollar and a Dollar General. So unless I want to drive 30 minutes to town, I have to go there. So I went to Family Dollar and I spent way too much money on stupid tubs. But regardless of the point, I went there, I bought tubs. They had lids inside the tubs. And so then you pick up 2, you get the 2 lids, you go all about your day, right? Well, I never thought to check and make sure that the lids that were in the tubs were actually the lids for the tubs. But they're not. They're a significant amount smaller, which I just find really weird that they would put it. I mean, dumb on my part, definitely should have checked. I know people are constantly moving things around retail stores all the time, so it probably wasn't even an employee. But I'm like, what do I do? So Isaac called them and was like, hey, in this situation, can we bring just the lids back, or do we need to unpack the tubs and bring all of it back? And they're like, oh, just bring the lids back and we'll switch them out. I was like, okay, cool. So he's supposed to do that here soon, because I'm super anti-confrontational and I don't like to do things like that, so I'm gonna make him go and just do that. And also don't mind the messy bun hair, because as I just told you, Anna gave me a super hard time putting her down. I am doing this whole mom thing by myself tonight with doing laundry and cleaning, and it was just a messy hair and a sweatshirt kind of night. So without further ado, let's get into the 4-month update. I'm gonna give you guys kind of an update on Lexi, just Lexi in general, because you guys have never gotten an update about Lexi, so you don't really know much about her. So let's get started. First off, so Alexia turned 4 months old on December 28th. She was born on August 28th of 2021. She was 6 pounds, 13 ounces when she was born. I mean, everything was pretty normal with her birth. I was 39 weeks and 2 days, I think. So everything's good there. She started daycare at 7 weeks old, because I went back to work, and then I switched jobs. But she goes to daycare where Anna goes to daycare. There's a small town daycare here in town. It's great. We love it. It's great for learning and everything. And they're actually in different rooms, because Anna is in the 18-month and up room, and she is in the baby room, which I really like, so that they get a break from each other during the day. But yeah, so she goes to daycare. She, as far as 4-month milestones, she can roll from her back to her tummy and her tummy to her back. She actually just grasped those concepts this week, and I think that's just really awesome. She grasped the tummy to the back first because she didn't want to be on tummy time, obviously. I think most kids do that. But then she is at the point now where she just and it's so fun to watch, because she'll just I'll have her on her playmat facing up, and then I'll step out of the room and I'll come back and she'll be 4 feet from where I left her, and I'm you're not even on your playmat anymore. Welcome to this stage, right? I need to get a baby cage cage her in because of the dog and Anna. They're freaking nuts, and she's just gonna roll around with them. And other milestones, she does sleep all the way through the night. She's a formula-fed baby, which, I mean, we can discuss that at any time if you'd like. I feel very strongly about that. I do definitely think that 100%, you know, not trying to get too much into it, breastfeeding is a wonderful thing that if you can do, I praise you, and you are amazing. But you're also amazing if you formula feed your baby, which I do, and I am still a good mom, even if I formula feed my baby, and so are you. So, moving on. She sleeps all the way through the night, which I think is affected by the fact that she's a formula-fed baby, because Anna did not sleep through the night at this point, and she was breastfed for the first 2 months of her life. So I think that because, I mean, I don't know if that affects it, because Anna was formula-fed at this point, but Anna's just not a very good sleeper. She's still not a good sleeper at almost 2 years old. So maybe she's just a bad sleeper and Lexi's a good one. I don't know. But she did sleep all the way through the night. She's still in our room, and she will be for quite some time. She's in 3 to 6 month clothes, but barely. She just hit like another growth spurt, and she's getting really tall, and they're almost like her like footy pajamas don't really fit very well if they're 3 month. I have to put her in like the 6 to 9 month. So that's where we're at with sizing. She's in size 2 diapers. She's honestly moving in the diapers a lot slower than Anna did. By the time Anna was 4 months, I believe she was in size 4 diapers. So I think that that's pretty interesting. I kind of like it a little bit too, because she's allowing me to use up all of my diapers instead of Anna, where she like used like half a case of size 1 diapers, and I had a ton built up for my diaper raffle and stuff. So she's actually allowing me to use the diaper stash that I had from Anna. So that's cool. She really is starting to like her voice and her toys. And she'll like actually play with the toys and like hit them and bat at them and stuff. So I think that that's really cute. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much milestone wise where she's going to be at for 4 months. I would say she's doing really good. She's been through, which I'll get into in a minute. But definitely, I mean, she wants to move, she wants to crawl, and she wants to chase after her little sister and dog who play. And I just think that that's the cutest thing, and she'll definitely be moving soon because of that. So I can't wait. So kind of to give you guys just like an overall like what's gone on in Lexi's life kind of thing. So like I said, Lexi was born normal. Everything was normal. She started daycare at 7 weeks old. She was good to go. I mean, she's been good. She the week before Thanksgiving, so the Friday before Thanksgiving, we left for a week vacation. We were going down to Isaac's family's house in Georgia. So we left that evening for a week's vacation. And then Lexi had been really fussy. We got there on Saturday. On Sunday, Lexi was like really fussy, and then it kind of went into Monday, but you know, I mean, a lot had changed. She was teething. We kind of just chalked it up to, you know, I mean, the traveling and the stress that puts on a child. But then on Monday, I got a text that ALEXIA'S primary care person at the daycare tested positive for COVID that Monday. So, obviously, if you know, like, the timelines and stuff for COVID, she had it on Friday, and she did indeed give it to ALEXIA. We took ALEXIA to the urgent care there in Georgia the minute we found out, just because of everything that had been going on, and she did test positive. So immediately we left to then drive the 16 hours back home before, you know, knock on wood, any of us got sick and we weren't able to make the drive home. So we ended up being quarantined for Thanksgiving and Black Friday and all the, you know, funsy holidays there, but we got through it. Actually, none of the rest of the family got sick, knock on wood, so that's good. But so she got COVID. She got over COVID. She stayed home for like the 10 days and everything. She was doing much better, breathing better, everything was better. And then I would say it was like 3 weeks after she got COVID, she had an appointment for her 2-month shots. So at this point she was 2.5 months old. Or no, she was 3 months old at this point, because her appointment was initially scheduled for when she was 2.5 months old because of our vacation and Thanksgiving scheduling and stuff. But then she had COVID, so we had to reschedule it, and so we rescheduled it till she was like 3 months and a couple of days old. So now she is a month behind on her shots. But they gave her vaccinations for 2 months, and that night she started profusely vomiting, would not keep anything down, and had 103 temperature. She would not even keep Tylenol down, so from 1 o'clock to 6 a.m. we were up with her, trying to feed her, trying to get her Tylenol, trying to get her temp down in any way possible, and it wouldn't go down. So we took her to the ER. The ER gave her some suppository Tylenol and was able to get her to keep down Pedialyte so that she could be hydrated. And they sent us home with the instructions to keep Pedialyte in her, make sure she had wet diapers. That Sunday, which would be 3 days after everything started, she hadn't had a wet diaper in, I think, 10 hours. So I took her in again. They did some more tests. Everything looked fine, blah, blah, blah. So we went on with our day. So she was home that entire week after that Sunday. She was at our backup babysitters and home, depending on the severity of the symptoms that day. And she pretty much got to the point where she was only throwing up once a day, and according to the doctors, it was simply because of the mucus buildup from having COVID. So we went about our days. We kind of did that. Her snot was clear, so we were like, okay, it is a bunch of mucus. You don't have an infection of any sort. You're good. So we kind of went about our days, just nose sucking and trying to get it out. We sent her to the backup babysitter when she just was simply throwing up once a day because she had no other symptoms, and the daycare will send them home if they throw up, but the backup babysitter understood and was fine with her going there and throwing up once or twice. So she would just keep me updated, and if it got any worse, we would go from there. Well, then the following Monday after that full week, we ended up taking the kids. That was our first day back at daycare. Anna had a fever when I picked her up from daycare. So we gave her some Tylenol, and it ended up spiking to 104. Lexi did not have a fever at this time, but she still hadn't wanted to eat since getting home from daycare. We ended up taking them both to the ER, and they classified that they were both severely dehydrated, and that they needed to pump fluids in them. So then they tried to put IVs in them, but we live in a small town with a small town hospital. It is where I work, so I love the hospital, but they're not equipped for babies at all. So they ended up transferring Alexia, who got admitted to the pediatric side of a hospital up in the capital of Kansas, Topeka. So we got transferred there. She was there for 2 days, simply getting fluids into her and things like that. Anna, we were sent home with, and the directions were to make sure that she was having fluids and to follow up in no less than 24 hours. So we called and got a doctor's appointment for her the next day. She went to her doctor, and her doctor diagnosed her with a double ear infection that had turned to an upper respiratory infection that was causing the fever. So she got put on antibiotics, and ever since then she's been good. As far as what Lexi had in the hospital, Lexi was diagnosed with adenovirus and parainfluenza 3. So they're two very uncommon respiratory diseases that they don't test for most places, but because they did a panel of 13 different respiratory diseases and they tested for all of them, it came back positive on those two that most places don't test for. So Alexia had it. They were pretty much sure she was on the end of it because she was breathing fine and everything was pretty much going successful, but they did keep her to monitor a nose sucker with the wall machine that's a lot more efficient, and give her those fluids to make sure that she was having the wet diapers and everything, and then they discharged just 2 days before Christmas. So, needless to say, wrapping that entire story up, Lexi has been through the ringer when it comes to sicknesses. I mean, even Anna has too. Our house has been through the ringer with sicknesses. So she definitely, with her having COVID and then still throwing up and things like that, she wasn't doing tummy time, she wasn't doing things, so she's definitely a little bit developmentally probably behind compared to Anna was at this age, just because we did work with her. I did work with her so much more, and I was able to when I'm not really able to with Lexi. But I'm just happy that Lexi is healthy and happy, and she's the happiest little baby in the world, and I'm so happy for everything that has come of these last 4 months, and I can't wait to update you on the months that are to come. She is back asleep in the swing, so I'm not going to wake her up just to show you guys her, but I am going to insert some clips here at the end, just of videos of Lexi rolling and videos. She learned how to laugh the other day, so video of her laughing and just random videos of Lexi being Lexi, so you guys can get to see her. And I think that is all for today's video, the 4-month update. If you guys have any specific questions as far as Lexi, Anna, the sicknesses, our house, me, my family, anything, let me know in the comments or go over to my Instagram and let me know there. Definitely don't forget to hit subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in our next video. Bye, guys.
Did you do it again without your phone?
Yay!
Love you.